Hello, it's Russ McLean here from Unique Property Bulletin, and I've got a feeling that the wind is quite breezy because the video seems to be blowing about, so I'll be as brief as I can. That's the joys of living in a lighthouse station. Sometimes weather, I don't know if you can hear the seagulls, are a wee bit lively. I, I tried to get up on the roof. Doesn't look like much from here. It's a two-story building behind the lighthouse tower. That's not going to happen, and I'm not going to be stupid enough to. The boys were game, and so was I. But no getting helicoptered off a roof. I got myself stuck on. It's a shame because it's a bonny-looking system that they've got for keeping the roof well maintained, and that's a really important thing with lighthouse stations. Just finishing off the earlier part of this video, which was about 2 hours ago, at a windier part. I was discussing it's actually, we've got top 11 ways of funding unique property as opposed to finding it. Our main task is to help you find whatever floats your boat, and that happens to be what floats my boat: lighthouse stations and buildings. We'll to finish off the earlier part of this, part one, if you want, of this video. This is actually our fifth. Technically, I think it's sixth, but our fifth lighthouse station. There's DAVAR, that's DAVAAR lighthouse station, which is where Unique Property Bulletin was pretty much born. We started in the Coast Guard station, and Mr. Turner was kind enough to lease the principal keeper's house, which is pretty much where we got our first addiction for these buildings, and that was back in 1986, 40 years ago. And then it was Ailsa Craig, which was quite difficult to get to. And that was the reason we sold Ailsa Craig, 18 miles of sea from the harbour master's office to the lighthouse station. You get 3 different sea states. It didn't work. And then Strathy Point was the next one. And I just needed one house, and we got friends that joined in. Sorry about this wobbling about a bit, but it's the best we can do at the moment. But I can see it wobbling about. That's the weather. And this is a sunny March day. It's the 21st of March today. Happy birthday, wee brother. The Strathy Point was a magnificent northerly lighthouse station. And there's a couple of points. One, if you don't get the property that you really wish for, don't worry, because like so many times before, we've not had time to do the due diligence, so it was rushed, and we didn't want to rush our due diligence. So we stood back and said, thank you, please give us a call if the sale falls through. Roughly in our experience, whether it's a castle or a house or a semi-detached barrack box or whatever, 30% fall through. It's a sad fact that we've come across. The variations, some say 20%, some say more. But we've roughly about 29%, I think, was the figure we settled on. But Strathy Point was one of those. We came back, we had time to do a due diligence, time to assemble our friends, and we all ended up with a lighthouse home each. Now, the point I was trying to make earlier when we got blown, the wind was becoming a problem. Still a bit, hopefully you can hear me. If you can't, well, we'll redo the video. But my point, a lighthouse station comes in at between 300,000 and £1 million, and that's 4 homes. So it's actually better to split the title. And the economies of scale are such that there are far fewer people that can afford £1 million building or set of buildings that can afford, say, a £75,000 or a £99,000 building. It's kind of, I mean, there's one of the old levels I did in Highs, I did economics, which all the crap they teach you at high school, as the song goes, the Simon and Garfunkel song, it's a wonder I can think at all. And that's one of the lines. But the economics higher, it was an obscure thing to do, but it's helped a lot. And you have a basic understanding, and it doesn't even require that to follow the maths or the arithmetic. There are a lot more people with £100,000 to buy a home than have £1 million. And that's the basic point. If you split the title of that, and that's what we've done here, you don't, I mean, I think that was about 300,000. My numbers are a bit, no, I can't remember. It was roughly about 300 was in Scotland, there is the guide price, then there's the offers over, and then there's what they call it the upset price, which is basically what the seller seeks. And the upset price, I don't know if it's been disclosed in this one. I need to check our records to make sure, because we had to title, fortunately we title split beforehand. which meant we weren't hit by that punitive tax. I don't mind paying tax. In fact, I'm paying a lot more tax and not claiming benefits than should otherwise be the case. So that's a slight deviation, but if you play fair with the HMRC, they play fair with you. And the fact that I handed my disability back in 1999, even though it was not means tested, got a lovely call from the DWP saying that they made a mistake. But I just sold a house near London, and with a lot of money in the bank, it didn't feel right to claim anything. But she was a bit flummoxed because not many people do that. It just didn't seem right. It was a personal call. Um, and I think now we're getting to a stage where there's so much tax about people starting to feel uncomfortable. It's an overburden. And I think the more people like me that if you don't need to claim it, don't. If you can do it, and I can't complain because I've had an absolutely magnificent fun along the way. I mean, seriously, it really, sorry, you can hear the boys knocking an old shed down before it blows away. Right, McLean, get a grip. The point, not so many people can afford a £500,000 or a £1 million set of 4 houses, but a lot more people can afford 100,000 or 150,000. Now, that's not quite raising the funds, but it's getting the price down to one that you can afford. Right, that's probably me gone through the time that we should be standing here. I managed to catch myself on some rocks there somewhat stupidly, and I don't want to, I'm on blood for this, so I don't want to make a mess. Sorry, I'm going down rabbit holes here. I'm absolutely like a Labrador with 2 tails wagging. I love this place to bits, and I'm torn. But we've got Sanix Hotel, which is a similar magnificent place with a great history. And we're 90% completed on that. So I think, and that's on the other side of the country. So anyway, that's another story for another day. Today, folks, we're going to love you and leave you, and thank you for joining us. Bye-bye for now.